My favorite main event talk moment. Um, there was a lot of them that I've done on the show, and there's a few that I've done that were either criticized or some that were really stupid. There was one I did. I think it was called Main Event Talk TNA Wrestling, where I'm just there, speaking my mind about what I think about TNA Wrestling. And then in the background, if you saw the episode, I'm talking in front of the camera, right? The camera's like right there on top of the fridge. Everything's fine, and all of a sudden the phone is ringing. I turn around like, what? Because usually I would have the phone off, right? I'm supposed to have everything off when I'm doing my main event talk, I don't want anybody calling me or disturbing me when I'm doing my show. If someone does it, then I have to find a way to fix it. And I did, so I go ahead, this part where I go ahead and I leave the room, right? I go over, I unhook the phone, right? And I pretend like, okay, I'm on the phone, I'm screaming out the words, I'm not in, go away, you fucking bastards. Okay, and that's what I said, and that was probably one of the funniest moments on that main event talk, right there. The other one I did was, Parawinkle Massacre did their last and final show, and I wanted to do a main event talk about their final show. There was this one part, and this is exclusive, so be careful, okay? Christina, Melissa, if you're watching this, I'm about to reveal it. Anyways, the part that I had on the show was where I was talking about where I was going like this on the show, right? And some people were wondering, what's that about? What do you mean by this and that? Well, what happened was, the final episode, or the final show of the Parawinkle Massacre that they did over at Theo's, I remember during the show, they had there was a San Antonio Spurs game going on with the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks had took on the San Antonio Spurs, and San Antonio lost to my Dallas Mavericks. And Christina was a little upset about that, and she saw me in the room, during the show, and did not want to say anything. Did not want to try and hurt me because she's a San Antonio Spurs fan and I'm a Dallas Maverick fan. And I'm just like, hey, what's going on? It's fine. We were taking pictures, we were having fun and everything. So there's this one little incident, right? This happened after the show was over, okay? And Luna and Mix were a witness, and Melissa was a witness too. Okay, we're out there, outside of Theo's, just talking and saying everything that was said about the Spurs. It's like, don't worry, it's just a game, it's not that big of a deal. And then I'm holding on to Christina like this, right? So we're basically hugging. And Luna and Mix were like, huh? What's going on here? So the next thing that happened was, when I mentioned this, I didn't want to do it, but I had to. I went ahead and I kissed her in front of everybody. I kissed her in front of everybody because Melissa had a pic of it. Didn't show it on Facebook at all. I think she still has the pic. I'm just right there like calming down, telling her it's okay, everything's fine. So I kissed her right there. Luna and Mix are in shock. They're like, oh my God. It's the first time that a San Antonio Spurs fan kissed a Dallas Maverick fan. That was my favorite moment right there. I like, yeah, I'm God, it. But, it was truly one of my favorite moments. I love it. And I think the other moment I had, and I think this one was one of my favorites, and I think everyone else's favorite, was where I was basically talking about Vicky Guerrero, how she became general manager. And I basically said, excuse me! And Vicky became general manager, and I was just making a comment where I said that, my God, we have to watch Vicky Guerrero every Monday night and be bored half to death. Oh. So it was, I had the most views on that particular main event talk, so yeah, I loved it. It was tremendous. But, everyone has a favorite moment that they like to have on the main event talk. I guess the question is, what's your favorite moment on the main event talk?